Hi guys, sorry I look like I just got hit by a bus. I feel like I just got hit by a bus. I have been editing and making YouTube videos all day. This is so different from doing TikTok. But this is part 2. I don't know why I split this video into 2 parts. It just felt way too long to upload into one thing. But if you're here for the quantum shifting, TikTok, toxic spirituality drama, this is part 2. Please go back to part 1 and watch that first so you can get the whole experience, okay? I guess I just needed to get a lot of that out and vent. But, like, if you want to know what happened, basically I found a video months ago of Madison saying some really ableist, weird, condescending stuff. I made a stitch. I called her out for it. She told me she didn't care. Like, all this different stuff happened. All these other spiritual creators got involved, and they all basically said that I was just negative and, like, they didn't want anything to do with it, and that science proves them right, and science proves them right. Stalja said that. And speaking of Stalja, she disappeared for a while, came back, and has since said that she had her own bout of some sort of spiritual psychosis. Isn't that interesting? Because she was real loud. She was real loud in saying, Allie, this is science. I'm sorry, honey. Like, if you could just see the magic. Like, you guys have victim blamed me this entire time when all I'm doing is bringing rational concern. Then Finn got involved, did some weird gaslighting narcissistic shit. You guys basically just provided an entire documentary series. An entire documentary series on what new age spiritualists act like and how they gaslight you. Finn was so fucking weird with me. He can't even have a back and forth conversation, and neither can you. This is what happens when you're in a cult, babe. I don't know how many times I have to say it. None of you could have rational conversations with me. And I think it's very interesting that Stalja had some sort of spiritual psychosis happen recently, and now she's all about mental health. Isn't that interesting? So they all kind of gang up on me. I'm still defending myself. And yes, I've made tons of videos about this stuff. Absolutely. And they probably feel like I gang up on them. Of course, like, whatever side you're on, you're gonna feel like the other one. But I think this is so important to show people. So we all went back and forth for a long time. People called her out for her website, for, like, her appropriation, for the way she treats people. That's what's so amazing, that she's turning this back around on me. Because now she's like, the reason that everybody's mad at you, like, no one's mad at me, Madison. Everybody's mad at you. Another abuse tactic. She's like, Allie, like, you come into my comments, blow shit up, expose yourself twice, thrice over, and then you have the audacity to fucking make a video acting like a bunch of people are upset with me? Where? If anything, the entire app thinks you're a fucking joke. That's the fucking truth, except for you guys in your little deluded internet cult. The rest of the world that's not in a cult, and you'll probably say, well, I want to be in this cult. No, you don't. No, you don't. And you don't want to be leaving the digital footprint that you are. And you're either going to live in delusion the rest of your fucking life, which is really fucking sad. And again, I'm not asking for you to agree with everything I say and change everything you do, but I'm asking you to practice actual spirituality. Go figure out what the fuck that is. Because this isn't that. And the fact that you tried to turn this back around on me yesterday and say that I'm disrespectful when you haven't even treated me like a fucking human this entire time. You've never just addressed me normally. Until yesterday when you said that I had a valid perspective, where the fuck did that come from? Because 24 hours before that, you were taunting me. It's projection, Madison. You and Alex are the biggest projectors I've ever seen in my fucking life. Maybe that's your human design thing. You're a projector. That's the next thing Alex will get into, human design. Alex thinks she's sprouting fucking wings. So, and she made merch saying that she's going home. But yeah, guys, she's not spreading any fear. She's not spreading any fear. Okay. Like, this all was squashed. I proved my point a long time ago. Madison couldn't come to the table. She never came to the table, and it kind of like the drama petered out. I showed everybody exactly what I was saying. She gave me a beautiful case study in spiritual narcissism. We got deep into the subject, and then the drama died out. And then all of a sudden, out of fucking nowhere, guess who comes back and tries to start it all up again? Miss Quantum Shifting. And that was just 2 days ago. And that's how we ended up here. And I want to break down the video that she said about me. I don't know what I can use in terms of fair use on YouTube yet, so I'm not going to bring her clips over here right now. But basically, she came into my comments, started taunting me again. And I said, Madison, you got exposed. I know you're embarrassed. A bunch of people have made videos about you. I had a video that blew up about you where it was really funny. It was really fucking funny, actually. So the best part is she starts taunting me after that. She's like, oh yeah, I got exposed. Is the 2022 Nobel Peace Prize going to get exposed too? First of all, it's not the Nobel Peace Prize. It's the Nobel Prize in Physics. And what she's saying is that proves that she didn't get exposed. Like, the 2022 Nobel Prize proves that her and all of her spiritual buddies are right and quantum healing is real. And I said, no, it doesn't, actually, and I can prove that. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'd love to see you make a video about that. And I was like, okay, gladly. So I post a video from a physicist, and she is proven wrong again, then takes all this time, composes herself, and makes this video that she put up yesterday. After she gets exposed again for the millionth time and the biggest time. Quantum healing isn't real, and we can prove that. And she is using quantum physics in a horrible way. And I told her that. I said, this is done. You have been warned that this can hurt people, and now this is on you. She takes that comment. This is over. This is how narcissists act. She doesn't take the L. She's not embarrassed. She doesn't care that all this shit is about her on the internet. She has to go deeper. This is what's so scary about narcissists. You're like, what are you doing? And then the whole time they're telling you that they love you and they're being condescending. It's like her supporting Kanye West and saying horrible anti-Semitic things. And people are like, what are you doing, Madison? Why are you being anti-Semitic? And she comes back and says, wow, you guys are really mean. But I'm going to tell you why you don't understand this. And this is going to go way over your head. And then says more horrible anti-Semitic things, says that she's Jesus, that Kanye is Jesus, says that she loves everyone, and that if you don't understand what she's saying, then you're just stupid. But she could help you understand. And in fact, she wrote an ebook that's just a bunch of regurgitated bullshit that can teach you the algorithm of your mind and get you on her level. That's how she responds to fucking criticism. And that is spiritual narcissism. I expose her again. She came into my comments, started this fire. She gets exposed in like 5 minutes in a huge way. She's never been exposed like this. She composes herself. She comes back with a very performative video, music and all. And for the first time, admits that maybe I have some things right. What? But then layers it with so much abuse and manipulation. She takes my comment where I say this is done, you've been exposed. If you keep hurting people like this, it's on you. You've been warned. She takes the comment and go watch the video. It's like on her page right now. It's like it says new age spirituality, because she's trying to be condescending about how she's not practicing new age. Go watch that video. It's incredible. I want to put it in here. I don't know what the fair use is. cut. And she says, I just want to start this video by saying that I am so open and I try to treat everyone with respect. Even though I've never treated Allie like a human since the day we interacted, I'm going to treat everyone with respect. I try to be open to everybody's beliefs and all this stuff. Oh, really? Really? So when people are screaming at you that you're being harmful and anti-Semitic and saying things that are absolutely out of pocket and encouraging Gabby Hanna's psychosis and people to go into psychosis like her and her racist comments, like the disconnect between what they are saying and what they think they are doing and being loving is terrifying. You're supporting a woman who's in the middle of a psychotic break saying crazy racist shit, and she's like, yep, she's the GOAT. And I'm really open and loving and all this stuff. So she sets it up by being very calm, composed. This is how spiritual narcissists act. They have to present the fake performative shit, right? So she says, and Allie, I think that you have a very valid experience. I really do. I think you have a very valid experience. But you're not allowed to have that experience, is literally what she says. The reason that people don't respond to you and the reason that I haven't responded to you is because of the way you treat people. She turned it back on me. What? She started this entire thing, acts like there's a bunch of people who aren't responding to me when it's really just like a couple creators who are fucking delusional and can't respond to me because it would break their whole cult's persona. That's why you haven't responded to me, Madison, because you're a fucking cult leader and you can't break character. If you break character or you let somebody in for even a second, this whole thing blows up. It's scary. I get that. She turns it back on me in such a scary way, says that I'm not respectful to other people, even though all I've done is ask her respectful questions. Then she said, she almost got me for a second too. Like, she tries to act like she's so open to me and like she does believe in me. This is what narcissists in the spiritual community do. They act like they've heard you. They act like they heard you. It's like, oh yeah, no, you have a valid experience. You do have a valid experience, but you're not actually allowed to have that experience, and nothing bad actually happened here. And the only reason that something bad happened is because you did something wrong. And I don't have to take any accountability. And I'm going to twist this back on you because you just exposed me, and I'm not going to let my mask slip at all. And I love you. And I love you. And there's duality everywhere. And yes, of course there's harm. Of course there's harm. I'm human. Of course there's harm. I'm human. But there's never an apology. There's never any change. It's disgusting. And it makes you feel fucking crazy. And she made me feel fucking crazy. And what you did yesterday, Madison, was so fucking abusive. It was so fucking abusive. And I'm terrified for your boyfriend or whoever the fuck you interact with. And especially your fucking clients. Do you treat your clients like that? That's so fucking scary. Do you treat your boyfriend like that? Do you let your boyfriend treat you like that? Better question. I would love to know. I'm so scared of you. Like, genuinely. There are a few women that I'm very scared of, and you and Alex, like, I've never seen something, like, more twisted. He turns it back on me, says that I'm disrespectful, and then it gets even better. She says that she goes into this whole story about how her family was a part of some sort of concentration camps. It's horrible. Like, something happened with her grandparents. Like, she uses some story that I've never heard about her family being in concentration camps and like all the trauma that they endured, and like, it's horrible. And I acknowledge that trauma. And if she ever tries to say that I didn't acknowledge that, like, that's crazy. But I want you to notice what, and I'm sorry that happened. And she says that she has, gone through a lot. And I believe that. That's the whole reason she ended up here. But to weaponize that trauma against me, she says verbatim, she goes into this whole story about what happened to her family in the concentration camps after she was super anti-Semitic and spewing a bunch of rhetoric that gets people put in concentration camps. That's the thing that's so crazy. She uses a story about concentration camps when she is spewing the exact kind of shit that gets people put there. Do you see that, Madison? No, you fucking don't, clearly. But she's going to use that and then verbatim says, so that is why I don't respond to you, because I have spiritual integrity. Wait, let's break this down. You started some shit, got exposed, and now you're gonna use a horrible family tragedy against me, weaponize it, and say that that's why you don't respond to me, because I couldn't handle that with enough respect or something. You don't even explain what you mean by that. It doesn't make any sense. When you actually listen to what these spiritual narcissists say, it never makes sense. It's always victim blaming. It's always not taking accountability. This is why spiritual narcissism is so insidious. But they will pull out the most intense traumas to use against you. They can turn it back on you anytime they want. If you get mad for even a second, then they can use that against you. Then you're just outrageous. You're just a bully. You're just mean. I don't present the information right. There's also reactive abuse. When somebody is being this manipulative and then you snap, that's reactive abuse. And Madison is driving me to that. And then they use that against you. It's like, see, they're crazy. I stayed calm. I stay composed. One of the first comments I woke up to this morning was, all I see is Madison being really calm and kind and caring, and all I see is you making a ton of crazy videos. Yeah. That's exactly what you're going to see with narcissistic abuse. The narcissist is cool, calm, collected most of the time. How do you think abusers become abusers? They're not out there just abusing everybody. It's insidious, especially like covert narcissism. And I'm not saying that Madison has narcissistic personality disorder. Spiritual narcissism is a completely different term, and it is bred. It is made. And I think that it is ripe with people who have trauma. And if you already have a propensity for being more narcissistic, or you do have maybe narcissistic personality disorder or whatever, but I'm not diagnosing her. This is just for entertainment purposes, and this is just a social commentary, and this is just to educate people. And please do not ever, ever, ever send hate to anybody involved in my videos. Don't go bother her more. This is just for us to talk about this here and to get all this stuff off TikTok. So she completely uses that family trauma, weaponizes it against me, and says that that's why she never responded to me. What a perfect cover-up. What a perfect cover-up. Oh, I don't respond to Allie because I've been through so much intense shit. Let me throw something that will pull at people's heartstrings and then act like Allie wouldn't be able to handle that. Because she's so disrespectful, isn't she? And look how calm I am and all this stuff. And so then she says that she has spiritual integrity. And then she says that the people like her that they found New Age spirituality and they found this magic when they hit rock bottom and they almost killed themselves and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. So she acts like I've never hit rock bottom, that I don't care about people who need to be saved from this. No, that's exactly who I care about, is people who think that they are getting saved from this. I didn't wake up till 10 years later, and my whole life kept falling apart and nothing was working because this shit doesn't work like that. And I kept getting slapped in the face with life when all I was doing was raising my vibration and all this stuff. And I was lonely and alone and deluded and making really weird choices and pushing people away and hurting myself with crazy diets. And I was so skinny, you could barely see me. And I was sick. And I was really, really sick. And nothing ever came of it, even though you can think that things are coming of it. That's the most dangerous part. That's the worst part about cults, is you think that you're getting what you were promised. That's what happened to me, at least. Because this isn't a spirituality, this is a cult. I'm not saying that no healing can happen. I'm not saying that prayer doesn't do anything. I'm not saying those things, but it's all faith healing. And you can do faith healing. There's real shamans. There's real medicine people. There's all this stuff. I want to respect actual ancient tradition and actual practices. But what Madison is doing, for the most part, is a cult, an MLM marketing scheme, a capitalistic way to sell people money and hurt them and perpetuate this MLM. That's not spirituality to me. And it's dangerous and it needs to be called out. And I would ask you, Madison, to really think about this stuff. Then at the end of the video, she pulls one of the best tactics I've ever seen. And she asked me to go live with her and have a real discussion, and places herself as this perfect example of someone who's totally above board and would totally have a discussion if I was capable of it. I'm sorry, I've been asking you to have a real discussion for months, and you've completely fucking ignored me until you got exposed and dragged all over this app. And I think she's bluffing. It's a bluff. What is she gonna do if we get on live? This is a control tactic, because if I say yes, then she can control and manipulate me to the point where I snap or I get really frustrated with her because she'll treat me like a vermin. If she hasn't had a rational conversation with me this entire time, she can't even make a rational video responding to me. Why is she all of a sudden going to be able to have a real discussion? Why is she all of a sudden open to having a real discussion? Because she's not. She's banking on the fact that I'm not going to do it. Banking on me either freaking out, losing my cool, making myself look stupid, and she can use that till the end of time. Or even more so, what I think she was banking on, which is what she got, is me saying no. Because now she can always say, well, I said I would go live with her. What a nice little manipulation tactic, Madison. And I'm not falling for it. I already proved everything I needed to prove. You got exposed. Bottom fucking line. Your business is fucking bogus. You are hurting people. You are not doing this in an ethical way. You can do faith healing. Do you want to be a faith healer? Then be a fucking faith healer. But do it in the right fucking way. And don't make promises that your mouth can't fucking cash. Don't write checks that you know what I'm fucking saying. Don't let your mouth write checks that the quantum field can't keep. Can't pay. Fuck. I don't know. I'm tired now. Seriously, if you want to be a faith healer, fucking do it. But you don't get to say that your thoughts create your reality, that we speak things into existence, that anything works like an algorithm. You don't get to say that this is some horrible demonic planet, but also it's vibrational and amazing, and if only you could wake up to it. And I want to emphasize that people do find this when they're at their lowest, and that's exactly the problem. You find this when you're at your lowest, and it works for a while. It's like a drug. It works until it doesn't. Until you realize that you've been blaming yourself for your own trauma, until you realize that the law of attraction doesn't fucking work like that, until you realize that you actually just had autism and all these things and that you really needed help with that. Madison, what the fuck happens when a client comes to you who is undiagnosed autistic and has horrible childhood trauma and you don't know how to handle that client? That keeps me the fuck up at night. because I went to healers like you for over a fucking decade. And they hurt me because they don't know the brain. They don't understand trauma. They believe in things like generational curses. And we can see from your behavior that all of your healing hasn't helped you treat people with respect, hasn't helped you like have a good business, hasn't helped you be spiritual at all. You're an asshole. You're a public figure asshole. Everybody thinks you're an asshole, Madison. Most people think you're an asshole. You're acting like an asshole. The fact that you don't care about hurting people further and you don't care about adding education about complex PTSD, about being super trauma informed, about how to actually work with people with autism, like you have proven over and over and over again that not only do you not understand these things and have terrible boundaries and don't know how to fucking work with clients, and you're so young at this and so fucking inexperienced, and you don't have an elder, like you've proven these things over and over and over again. It's not okay. You're gonna kill people. I think the biggest thing that I want to point out is the difference between spirituality and escapism. And I want you guys to think about that. The difference between spirituality and escapism and magical thinking. Because what Madison is practicing and what New Age spirituality is escapism. And it's conspiracy theories. And it's far alt-right QAnon bullshit. And it's pseudoscience, and they try to make you see how Madison is always trying to make me feel like I don't understand, and I don't understand the magic of the universe, and I didn't do this 10 years before she did, and all that bullshit, which is another point to bring up. She always acts like I didn't actually go through all of this, and for years longer than she ever has, and I've done years of research before she even came out of this or even started this shit. I would love to know when she actually started. But she tries to make me feel so bad. Like, I don't understand the magic. I don't understand the magic. I want you guys to think about how magical it is that I can, like, look into this phone right now, that we have iPhones, that there's a fake fireplace on my TV, that we're floating through space, that people can have babies. Like, the fact that we're animated beings is magical. And spirituality might just be trusting that shit. And taking the synchronicities when they come and the good things when they come, and allowing the bad when it comes, and not trying to fucking control everything, because we can't. And so, yeah, Madison, I do understand the magic of the universe, and I'm actually spiritual because I trust it. Because I trust that I'm not supposed to know everything, because I know that I can't heal people, because that's none of my fucking business. I might be able to help them help themselves. But for you to say that you can heal people's trauma and quantum heal and teach people how to quantum leap, it's just, it's criminal. It's criminal, and you have been warned. And it's so much worse to continue doing what you're doing, knowing what you know. You know now. Even if you don't want to hear it, you fucking know. And again, what is the universe mirroring to you? What did you create with me? I love that you did some little appropriation again, spell, egg cleanse thing to send the energy back to me yesterday when you started this. Another performance. But seriously, there's such a big difference between accepting the magic here and trying to work with what we know, and respecting ancient practice and understanding our own lineage and our own spirituality. Point out that I am a spiritual person, and the difference between New Age spirituality and actual spirituality, and what escapism really, really does to people, and why people fall into it, and why it hurts people, and why it's important to talk about. And now my throat really hurts, but I might make a part 2, I might not, but And you know what, Madison? I'm not going to let you just treat me like you did yesterday and not say anything about it. You can think that I'm treating you bad. You can explain away all this shit all day. You can live in your little cult bubble. But you don't get to manipulate the entire internet like that and not have me respond. Because that was gross. It was really fucking gross. And you know it too. You are traumatizing people in real time. You are traumatizing yourself by continuing to expose and embarrass yourself all over TikTok. You have a really big platform. You could go away for a while and maybe work on some things and come back. People love a comeback story. We would love to see you be humble for even 5 fucking seconds. Nobody's asking you to change your whole goddamn life. I mean, coming out of a cult is a really big deal. But if you're gonna stay in a cult, at least try to care. But that's the whole problem, is being in a cult, you can't care because you ultimately believe that nothing matters, and that, yeah. This is a huge fucking mess. I hope you find your way out of this cult before you make even more of a, like, make an even bigger digital footprint, Madison, because this shit is terrible. And you do have something to do with people getting hurt. And I've talked to people specifically who have been hurt by you. But you don't fucking care about that, so... Anyways, hope you're having a great day, hun. Haven't got the energy spell yet, but I'll let you know when it hits. Oh, and nice fucking try. Nice try. Actually not. It's so easy to see through your fucking game now that I can see it. Your followers might not be able to see through you, but the people who can, it's giving cringy. It's giving major cringe. And authenticity is in. Try it.